OpTic Texas Major 2 qualifiers 2025. Watching Scump in Black Ops 2, that's what got me into it, seeing them play. All sorts of drama, you never knew what was happening next. The steak lunch might be a possibility.
What or who got you into competitive Call of Duty?
Scump, to be honest. I think it was watching Scump in Black Ops 2, and then he used to do the post-event vlogs. That's what got me into it, because I was like, what is Scump yapping about? Like, what's this tournament that he's gone and attended? I never used to watch them much, and then it was mainly the league matches in Black Ops 3. Every night I got home from school and I'd go swimming, I'd come back, and the NA league matches would be on, and I would just watch that every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that was really like, you know, the spark for me.
Who is your favorite player to cover and make videos on?
In his prime, it's gotta be Crim6. Just, you never knew what was happening next. I had the Karen 6 thumbnails. He was getting involved in all sorts of drama with Scump and all sorts of other players at the drum with Clay. Crim6 was like the OG thumbnail go on the team. Dashi, more recently, definitely is up there. I kind of like the players that engage with it a little bit more. That's why I think Crim6 was good, because he had no concerns, like he wasn't worried about it. He would just be Crim6 and he'd be entertaining to talk about. My thumbnail goats are Crim, Dashi, Octane, and I guess Scump kind of by default, really.
What's your favorite Call of Duty moment ever?
When Splice won Stage 1 Playoffs Infinite Warfare, I was gassed about OpTic, seeing them play, and then I got into this supporting European COD phase. When Splice made the run and they won that event against LG in the finals, that was like, as a fan of the scene and of that team at the time, that was the best moment. I don't really have like a favorite team anymore. I just want drama and the storylines to be good. So having that moment when I properly did was great. My actual favorite moment, I was in person. It was when Splice, again, but a different Splice team, played OpTic in 2018 at Birmingham. It's my first ever COD event. I was there as a volunteer, sleeping in a sleeping bag under the lights in some other room. I was refereeing the Challengers games, but after that was all done, I was backstage standing right behind Mad Cat, Tommy, Bance and Jerd when they beat OpTic Game 5, Round 11, I think it was. The fans were going crazy. Mad Cat stood up and did the finger guns, and I was standing right behind them with a camera in my hands. Yeah, good memories.
In your opinion, who is the worst Call of Duty team ever?
Oh, OpTic Texas Major 2 qualifiers 2025. I don't know if that's fair. The actual pro options are Elevate's Infinite Warfare run. They went 0-18 map count. There's the XL5 or whatever the team were called from like, I don't know, BO3. That was the game. But honestly, in terms of competition respective to the rest of the teams, it might be Vegas Falcons. So I've given a lot of answers.
Hardpoint or Search and Destroy?
Hardpoint every day of the week. DeSoto Mike used to tell me that he wanted COD to be only Search and Destroy, and I think that's the most faded take of all time. Because if it was just Search, we are B-Tech Counter-Strike, to say the very least. A 249 Hardpoint is the best thing in esports, in my opinion. It's not even close. 6.5 Search and Destroy is great. Map 5, it should be Search. But if I had to watch COD all day, I'm watching Hardpoint.
All right, rapid fire round. Top 3 Call of Duty players of all time.
Crim, Scump, and Karma, in that order.
Who is currently the best player in the Call of Duty League?
I think Scrap.
What is the most underrated map in Call of Duty history?
Stronghold, BO3. You knew it had to be.
Treyarch or Infinity Ward?
Do I even need to answer this question? Does anyone need to answer this question?
Best Call of Duty game of all time?
BO3, baby. Lock it in. The real ones know.
What are your thoughts on Black Ops 6?
COD fell off, is all I'll say.
What's better, jetpacks or boots on the ground?
I think I had more fun playing jetpacks, so I'll lean that way. But in terms of like actual competitive play, I've played more boots on the ground games than I have jetpack games. Anything from BO1 onwards, so I'm actually going to take boots.
What is the best Call of Duty event ever?
London 2019, I think. That was an event where everyone who was there remembers it. because I wasn't working the event. I was just there vibing. I could just drink all day. Shane stole my seat, I remember that, but then he bought me a drink at the casino bar afterwards to make up for it. Really the event that like hooked me on competitive COD, I think. Since the CDL, since I've been back, I think Toronto last year, 2024, was a banger event.
Why should you come to a Call of Duty event?
Oh my God, anyone who comes to a COD event will not want to turn down the opportunity again. Every event I hear new people that are like, this is my first time ever. And whenever I speak to someone who has been around a little while, they never don't want to come along. Like the vibes of the fan base is just different gravy in person, and just meeting people that are passionate about the same thing and all want the same thing. In other sports, people are very tribal about their team, and it's not like that's not true in COD. People who know the scene love the scene and they want the best for the scene. Everyone's passionate about making that happen and making the scene as good as it can possibly be. I think that's the energy that I love at the events.
FaZe Trio or OpTic Dynasty?
Yeah, it's got to be the OpTic Dynasty. I think the FaZe Trio has been incredible. It's just the criticism has always been just win more, right? Like, and it's gonna take them quite some time to get to that point. Like, they need another Cold War season to me. At the end of the day, sports is about winning. If you've made a load of finals and you've not converted on the rate that you should have done, it's always gonna tarnish the legacy to some degree. Even though now I think they might be starting to get over that, it's gonna take them another couple of years.
Who is your favorite player of all time?
Big Timer is my answer for this question. The best personality I think that COD has ever produced. He was a great player back in the day, and you will never find if you go to Big Timer's channel and you watch any content, you will never have a dull moment. I'd never really talked about him on the channel because of course he was long retired by the time I came along.
What do you think Call of Duty can do to improve?
I think I'd like to see what they had with COD Online back in the day, and they need to take some hints from what they've done with COD Mobile. I'm a little bit concerned about the possibility of having no new game every year, but if the game actually wants to improve, they need a consistent product year to year, rather than just a new game every year, which just gets worse and worse.
What inspired you to start making Call of Duty videos?
I think some other creators at the time in different esports were doing similar things. The OGs of the COD scene, we're talking Rondez Fox, we're talking Lando as well. They would make content when like teams changed and stuff. And I thought, okay, well, no one really cares what I have to say, but there's nothing wrong with me making content about what I'm interested in. I used to like post a lot of stuff on the Reddit, and then I thought, okay, well, I might as well put some of these thoughts I've got on the scene into a video format. I have a lot to, thank for those OG guys that really pioneered it. Before then, I came along with a little bit of a different spin and just consistency, pretty much.
How do you speak so fast?
I don't, like in this, I'm not speaking that fast. In the videos, it just went that way. I think it's practice, as in I've made, I don't even want to tell you how many videos I made, 6, 7, 8,000. And for some reason, it just trended that way, that I just did the intro really fast because I was saying it the same every time. It's kind of just part of the channel at this point. Just naturally the way that people's attention spans are nowadays. Like if I'm messing around in the intro taking half an hour to say, people are just going to click off the video. It's just how it is.
And to conclude, when is Dashy getting his steak dinner?
Oh my God. I've been trying, guys. I've been trying to make it happen. We tried a couple of times last year. I think the bottom line is, during an event weekends, it becomes very challenging because the team is prepping. Dinner is always going to be challenging. I think the steak lunch might be a possibility to do it at lunchtime. I think that might be the new strat to make it happen. What we're going to do in future is, like we've done this time, is get here a good few days early. We were close, like for champs last year, they were on a horrific run of form. And also for this event, they've been on a horrific run of form and are going through some problems. So it's not just a matter of getting Dashy to sit down for the steak dinner. It's, okay, when is it actually a good time to do this? And when is Dashy going to be down and loose and it's going to be more chill? And maybe OpTic can just bring their content team and make it into like a fun evening. Yeah, there's a few pieces to fit together, and there's usually only, a couple of options every time I'm in the States. So it is going to happen, but it's not going to happen quite yet.
Do you have any final words?
Shout out Breaking Point, shout out all the fans, everyone who's watched a single second of any of my videos over the last few years. It wouldn't be possible to make this content and do what we can to try and help the scene if it wasn't for the community giving back. So I know there's lots of people out there as well who would have watched one of my videos and have never commented, never liked a video or anything like that, because I know that there's many channels out there that I'm that guy. Okay, I like the videos because I know that it helps. Shout out the boys that do. But I've never commented on any of these guys' channels, and yet they're like, you know, I rate them very highly. I know there's people out there that are like that. And just want to say appreciate everyone. And if you get the chance to come to a COD event, then absolutely I would recommend.
All right, thank you, TacticalRab.
All good. Thank you, guys.